Chinese Pod. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese Pod, Chinese Pod.
Hello, welcome once again to Chinese Pod, bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin, coming all the way from Shanghai, China. My name is Ken Carroll.
And I'm Jenny.
And we're talking about nervousness today and looking nervous because somebody's going to take a major exam, a test.
In China.
And that's a biggie. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more from a cultural perspective in just a few minutes. Now, this is a newbie lesson. Yes. It's relatively challenging. So if this is your first time to listen to a Chinese lesson, don't panic if it's slightly difficult. There are lots of other easier lessons on ChinesePod.com. But do give it a shot now. So why don't we listen to the dialogue 3 times and then we'll come back and we'll help to explore it.
Dialogue first time.
你看起来很紧张，
对，我很紧张，
为什么？
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Second time.
你看起来很紧张，
对，我很紧张，
为什么？
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Third time.
你看起来很紧张，
对，我很紧张，
为什么？
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Okay.
Translation time.
Translations will be good.
你看起来很紧张。
You look very nervous.
你看起来很紧张。
You look very nervous.
你看起来很紧张。对，我很紧张。
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
对，我很紧张。
Yes, I am very nervous.
对，我很紧张。为什么？
Why?
为什么？
Why?
为什么？因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Because I have a really important test.
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Because I've got a really important test.
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
There you go. Nervous before the test.
Who isn't?
Well, good question. Let's take it from the top, shall we?
Yes. 你看起来很紧张。
Now, the expression nervous, the adjective nervous is?
紧张。紧张。
Now, that's third and first, right?
Correct.
紧张. You want to tell us anything about these two characters?
The first one, 紧, means tense.
Tense. And the second one, 张, means?
Actually, 张 is not the important part here.
Okay. So, 紧 means tense.
Yes.
All right. Now, you look.
看起来。你看起来。
So, put it all together. You look very nervous.
你看起来很紧张。你看起来很紧张。
Good. Now, not surprising because the test coming up. And so your friend says, yeah, I am nervous.
对，我很紧张。对，我 很紧张。
So 对 meaning yes, I agree. That's correct. I am very nervous.
我很紧张。So the same elements
Same elements
as in
here.
the previous
So
sentence.
紧张 meaning nervous, and 很 meaning very. Okay. Why?
为什么？为什么？
Now, that obviously can be used in the same ways that the expression why can be used in English, multi-purpose, really useful. Try to get the tones right. Let's hear it again, please, Jenny.
为什么？为什么？
为什么? There you go. Why? Now, to answer the question 为什么, you can say because, and that expression is
因为，因为。
tones there are
First and second, even though dictionary pronunciation is the fourth, 因为
yes.
they're both acceptable.
Okay.
Second and fourth tone.
Okay. Now, because I have a very important test. Now, the word for test or examination is
考试，考试。
考试. Now, the word for important is
重要，重要，
so important test is
重要的考试，重要的考试。
important test. So there you have 考试 and 重要的考试 important test. Now, I have an important test.
我有一个很重要的考试。我有一个很重要的考试。
There you go. So I have a really important test, and that's why I feel nervous. Okay, let's listen to that dialogue 3 more times.
Dialogue first time.
你看起来很紧张，
对，我很紧张，
为什么？
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Second time.
你看起来很紧张，
对，我很紧张，
为什么？
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Third time.
你看起来很紧张，
对，我很紧张，
为什么？
因为我有一个很重要的考试。
Are you ready, Tom? What is going on here?
Well, I'm trying to practice these characters that you gave me.
Oh my God, all this on paper? Did you not download the Chinese Pod writing app?
Go to ChinesePod.com/app and check out the new Chinese Pod writing app. Practice writing Chinese characters wherever, whenever. The new writing app, only at ChinesePod.com. Save trees, get smart.
Now, it is interesting in China because tests are huge. Culturally, historically, huge in China. People are obsessed with tests in China. Well, particularly school kids. Tell us something
we're
about
not obsessed. The teachers
The
and the
teachers
education
are.
system is
Yeah.
obsessed with tests.
Tell us something about that. Why is it such a sort of test-oriented society?
It's a very competitive academic environment here in China.
Yeah.
And I blame it on the massive amount of people.
The large numbers of people going.
And everything is geared towards the 高考, the university entrance exam.
That's it.
And what happens is, even from primary school, you would have countless tests and
Yes.
exams to see if you've studied
Yes.
and to rule out the weakest,
Indeed.
so to speak.
That sounds scary. Yeah, the sheer numbers of, I mean, there are hundreds of millions of children in schools all across China, and they're all aiming for, the top universities.
Yeah, in the year 2007, I think there is over 10 million people sitting for university entrance exam.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of people. And that's been sifted from like a much, much larger number of people as well. And so I think, just the sheer numbers of people mean that, yeah, there's a very strong test emphasis. Because at the end of the day, the test, it's pretty meritocratic at the end of the day. Doesn't matter where you're from. If you can get the highest grades, your straight A's up there, you'll get into the top university. But also from a historical perspective, the test goes way back to the Confucian era when you took the Confucian test, and that was also your way out of the small villages if you could essentially study for about 20 years the Confucian texts and then go and take the tests.
And the bureaucratic test, which was used to select officials.
And that was your road to
glory
indeed. Not just would you have a high status, but you would actually have a very comfortable life too.
Yes.
So that was it. So I think the residue of those historical sort of precedents are still very much in the culture here. So tests are huge, and those poor little kids, they get so many tests and they work so hard. But anyway, that is a really interesting topic, maybe a subject of another discussion.
It makes me so glad to be an adult.
Yes, you don't have to go through that
finally
again.
get rid of
Indeed.
that part of my life.
Okay, yeah. We will be back again tomorrow with another lesson. In the meantime, go to ChinesePod.com. You don't have to take any tests there. You can if you like. There's ways of doing it. But do explore the language in some more detail. It'll help you to remember and to retain it. In the meantime, we'll be back with another lesson tomorrow. But right now, it's time for us to say
再见.
As much as we love to talk about ourselves,
Chinese Pod.
Chinese Pod.
Chinese Pod. Chinese Pod.
we'd rather hear what you have to say.
I've been going through them at a rate of about 3 podcasts a day.
It's Mandarin on your terms. Chinese Pod.
As usual, Chinese Pod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0117. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0117. You will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0117.